Alright, I'm here with a brand new pickup video going over my recent finds. Any new viewers to the channel checking this out for the first time, usually pickup videos are just going over, stuff I've picked up lately. They're especially pretty cool in the summertime when I have my garage sale finds. But it goes over, garage sale, flea market, pawn shop, game stores, online purchases, kind of whatever. But I'm gonna jump into my finds for this video. I got some decent pawn shop finds, nothing spectacular, but some solid stuff, as well as some really cool trade credit purchases from my local game store. And I'll jump into those first. Those trade credit purchases. So sorry to be redundant to any viewers who tend to watch the pickup videos, but a lot of trade credit stuff I classify it as free because what I do is purchase the stuff usually in lots at garage sales and stuff like that. Get it for really cheap, sell these stuff, keep the stuff I want to keep, sell the stuff that's worth selling on eBay, and usually by then I make my money back. So what's left over is low-end stuff I can't sell on eBay, not worth selling on eBay after shipping and fees and all that. It goes to the game store and kind of adds up. And I'm going to actually track this year of how much trade credit I get. But during 2021, I got, I think, over $2,000 worth of trade credit stuff. So I was really, at just my local game store, so I was really able to pick up a lot of cool stuff. And I actually have spent all of my trade credit at the moment. Well, not all of it, but at this point, when I bought this stuff, I'd spent all of it. So let's take a look at what I got. Some really nice stuff. So I was alerted that this popped up in one of my local game stores. And I am going for the full N64 set. And N64 collectors will know that this one's a pretty hard to find one, pretty expensive one. They had it listed at $250, which is about $20 over retail. But when I can get it in person, when I can see it in person, and when, of course, I'm getting this stuff for, like I said, essentially free because I have all this trade credit that I don't have anything into, I'll pay the extra $20 in fun bucks money. So that was cool to see there. This was actually at one of my local game stores, like a chain, and that was actually one that is not, has not had anything good lately in a while. So that's cool to see that they just had that in there. Glad to add but one. I'm really closing the gap on the N64 stuff. Not too much left to pick up, and just a few higher end titles, but a lot of like mid-range stuff. So gonna keep trying to close the gap on that one. We'll see when I finish that collection. One that I'm really excited about, though, speaking of N64, staying on there, another local game store had this at pretty good price. This is the Smoke Gray console. No expansion pack, but that's fine. Pretty good shape. Some scuffs and whatever, but pretty good shape. This is probably the console I see the least for the N64. I just don't think this was probably a very popular console, considering the default color was gray, and default color was gray. There's much more fun console colors you can get for this thing. I feel like this one just wasn't the most popular, but they actually had priced this at the going rate for just a regular gray N64 console. And this was actually caught by my dad. He was at the local game store and noticed that they had this priced at that price, so he caught that. Great find on his part because I was not there. And if anyone knows this game store, let me know. This is the place for gamers. I think it was somewhere in Portland when I looked it up. It's not around anymore, but I think that area code's for Portland. If anyone knows that game store, let me know. This came from there. Sorry for showing your phone number. I'm going to guess that phone number doesn't work anymore because it doesn't look like that store works anymore. But if that store exists still, maybe check them out if they're decent. I don't know. That's cool to get, though. I had all the cords and everything, but I did not have the controller, which is a bit of a bummer, but I still got a good deal on it. I think it was it was $120 it was priced at, so still a solid deal. And finally, out of that trade credit from this store, these purchases all took place in December. This one I'm really excited about. The one store, these are all I think different stores of the same chain. the one store I go up there, it's apparently their highest selling store, their best selling store of this chain, and I've got some great stuff there. They usually are one of the ones. There's a few that are kind of lacking in their good stuff, their high end stuff, and then there are a few that are just really great with their stuff, and this is one of them for sure. They had, I guess, some kind of collector had to have just dumped all this stuff off. They had some great stuff in there, and I spotted this, and I was like, yeah, I got to get that bad boy. I don't know what it's going to cost, but I'm going to have to get that. I regretted not purchasing this in the past. This is the Persona Q Shadow of the Labyrinth. Shadow of the Labyrinth. That's a weird subtitle. I haven't thought of that in a while. Persona Q Special Edition 3DS, complete in box and everything. So this came out with the game, obviously, back in 2014. You can see the back of it there has like the whole cast. Really cool design and everything. And yeah, this came out with the game, and I just didn't pick it up for some reason back then. I think I like collecting 3DS variants, but I think just at the time paying $200, you know, it was 2014. I was still in high school at the time. Picking up, you know, 3DS variants at $200 each was a bit rough. But I'm a big Persona fan, my favorite RPG series, and I'm a big 3DS collector as well. So this is like a must-have. And I'm thinking, other than Japan got a Shin Megami Tensei 4 special edition 3DS, I'm thinking this is the only special edition Atlas 3DS other than that, and the only one that was released in North America. So really cool. Very random system to have, considering, I don't know, like Persona, you don't really think of it you think of that as PlayStation series, not really Nintendo. This was the first game that hit Nintendo as far as that series goes, but really cool to have it complete in box. Really cool to have the system. Definitely excited to have that in the collection because it's just really nice in general. So I'll go into my pawn shop finds now. We'll take a look at those. So I got some pawn shop finds. I went out first to the Youngstown, Ohio area. If people in Ohio know that Youngstown's not exactly the most happening place, but you know, I had been out there in a while. I like to do little kind of trips that take maybe half a day. I kind of go out, just get out of the house, and you know, hit some game stores, hit some pawn shops, hit a bunch of different places, and just see what I can come back with. Wasn't very successful coming back, I'll be honest. I only got something. I went to a bunch of places, but I only ended up getting stuff at one pawn shop. But I didn't do too bad there. First, nothing too exciting, but for 99 cents Sing Party, this is like a mint case. And Wii U cases are pretty hard to come by, just because it's like a weird color, you know? It's just a weird color. Wii U cases are pretty hard to come by, so for 99 cents I just bought this for the case. And then this was kind of a cool one. I caught them pretty massively underpricing this one. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 for PS4. This was a GameStop only release. The PS4 release, at least. It came out like a lot later than the actual game did. And they had this at $44.99. This goes for around $100 on eBay. So I picked this up just to flip. I like Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but I just, you know, I mess around with it on like the Vita. I'm not too serious about it. But that's all I got from the trip out to Youngstown, so maybe a bit of waste of time, but it was nice to just get out a little bit. Hit some places up I haven't been to in a while. Other than that, another pawn shop score I got. I went to just an area I usually go to that's about 20 minutes from me. They have a lot of pawn shops and a game store I like to hit up. And walked in, and they had this in their disc-only section, Dead Space Extraction. I think it was $2.99, which is a pretty good deal for this. I think this goes for about $25 disc only, so not too bad. And then one I didn't have for my own collection, they had this, they had like a stack of stuff that had just come out and hadn't been priced yet. And I usually try to look for that stuff, and then I ask the right person. There's one guy who works at this pawn shop who will look up the price and then put like the GameStop price on it. But if I ask someone else there while he's like in the back or something, they'll usually throw out just a random price and not really care too much. So I asked about Kirby Squeak Squad here, and they gave me a $5 price, and it was complete. And I didn't have this one for the collection, so that's going in the collection. $5 is a pretty good deal on that one. So not bad on the pawn shops overall. And then finally, I went to trade in some more stuff. This was like really junky stuff, I'm going to be honest. And I took it to my one local game store, and They gave me like $100, which I was kind of surprised by because it was like a lot of like random stuff, but it was also stuff that's like, I just got to get this out of here. I want to get this, clear this space up in my back storage room. And I thought, there was recently a new game store opened up near me. The owner seems nice. Selection's still kind of small, store's still kind of small, but it seems like it might turn into a pretty cool store. And I figured, oh, maybe what the stuff that they passed on, maybe this guy will want. And he didn't take much. There wasn't much left that they passed on anyway, and he took a few things from there and offered me $25, which was like, cool. That's just completely a bonus. But I did see this. I'd never seen this game before. I was looking into it. It's actually a Korean RPG, which you don't see very many of those. What's that game? Arcturus is like one of them. It was like a big PC Korean RPG that never came out over here, but we don't really get them at all. I think the only real Korean RPG series that ever came out in North America was the Magna Carta series, which was published by Atlas over here. But this one was published by Ubisoft. It is Astonistia Story. And we just traded at cost. He had this at 25, and we just traded completely on that one. So cool. There, I don't have a PSP, as some of you might know. I can never find one where the batteries aren't exploded or one that's not in horrible condition. I think next time I go to Japan, I'm going to get one there because I wish I got one last time I was there. I know they're region free, and their stuff's always immaculate. Their stuff's always in great shape over there. But yeah, I thought this game looked interesting. It's one I'd like to try out. I'm not sure how Ubisoft ended up publishing a Korean RPG for the PSP, but stranger things have happened, I suppose. And then finally, I'd be remiss to not mention this. I did do a rare eBay purchase. I don't usually purchase too much from eBay. But the rare eBay purchase that I made here was the Atari Anniversary Collection. This is like the only game I think worth, I had two games that were worth under $20 according to price charting that I didn't have for the Dreamcast collection, and this was one of them. So I was like, I think I paid like $12.50 for this. That was how much it would cost, and it was in good shape. It even had the sticker, which I know is kind of hard to get if you want like that, over 100% completion. But I'm really trying to finish up these complete sets, and having a game that's under $20 or whatever is kind of like, well, at this point, what's stopping me from just getting that other than not finding it? I don't usually like to turn to eBay too much. I don't think it's as fun as, going out and stuff, finding that stuff at stores or at garage sales or whatever. But sometimes you have to. I never find that one. And anytime that one shows up in my local game store, it's like way overpriced. I don't know why they're pricing their systems at that, but it is. But other than that, a little bit of a light pickup video, but some cool stuff, some stuff to talk about. Some interesting stuff there. So leave a like if you enjoyed. Comment down below what you think about my pickups, what you've been picking up lately. Obviously, December, January aren't exactly prime video game pickups time for most people. But hoping things start to pick up soon. Obviously, garage sales, once we get to February, garage sales are only about a month away. They usually start maybe at the end of March, so that's exciting. But other than that, follow me on Twitter, Objo Gaming, and I will see you next time.